So Webster didn't have a catchphrase, so
Well, he called them ma'am, I think.
they said I looked it up while the thing was going. I was like, what was Webster's catchphrase? And Google just said he didn't have one, but he had a trademark chipmunk laugh. So
there was that, yes, and I think he
What are you talking about, ma'am?
He also took if you had any kind of a gimmick or catchphrase or whatever, it was slowly taking over a show that had envisioned as a vehicle for themselves.
he Urkeled that show before Urkel came around.
Yes, and in a more subtle way. I don't think he was trying to do it.
No.
But the network definitely, because that was what's his name? Who was a wrestler, and his wife trying to let's make a sitcom.
Alex Paris. He was a football player.
That too, yeah.
Oh.
Was he a wrestler too?
I think he wrestled briefly.
Wow.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
What?
Mostly learn things.
Look at us. Huh? Look at us.
The ability to learn at this age. How about it?
Yeah. Hey guys.
How about it? Super Spike.
Welcome to a very special episode of Webster Chat.
We're talking Webster all
Talking Webster all day, all night. Beard.
Sunday morning. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Charlotte's Webster.
Beardley, you have the floor, my friend.
You put Webster. You do the show Webster, but all the characters are the animals from Charlotte's Web.
Yeah. I think you do Webster,
print
but
money.
Just the Skeletor sidekick Webster, but he lives on Earth with a family.
Yeah,
Mongo. That's right.
Look at him. He's so happy.
He does look really happy.
He does look really happy.
I'm gonna cause some mayhem.
Oh, you're living his best life. All right, so I'm going to share with you
scheduling stuff.
Heck
yeah.
It's Extra Life time. Once again, I want to get these out to all the game runners and fundraisers. And you can't spell fundraisers without raise. So here we go. Booyah. Okay, so this is how it all came together. King, I just put in placeholders for bad games stuff for you. I know that you wanted to run Rotten Odds. I know we're like high on King of the Castle.
Well, I'm not. I don't really know how to run it. That's the thing. That might be a thing to talk to Doug a little bit about. I think Doug would be more into doing that one.
Okay, well, like I said, I mean, those could be any of that. If you want to do Zomboid, if you want to do whatever.
I'll definitely do Zomboid.
Yeah. Anyway, so I slide you in for Friday evening Rotten Odds. One pagers I tended to put at 2-hour slots.
That's smart. That's really smart, man. I appreciate it.
Because then you're like getting out and keeping it tight and it usually increases the insanity.
Keep it tight.
I really like. Yeah. So I figure I'll kick off with some bad games. Michael said he'd be in once he figures out Baldur's Gate to do a couple Baldur's Gate things. Then Rotten Odds 6 to 7. Alyssa and Doug Alyssa and Cassandra and then the Townsends said that they would be interested in running some stuff. So I think that they're going to suck up some of these bad at games times on Friday night and then maybe some of the late night times, but we'll see. I'm not really worried about that. Mostly I just like to have all of the main channel ones covered. So yeah, got Colin slotted.
I think it like this PC. I just think he was maybe a little unaware of StreamYard and everything like that. Also, chugs your PC.
Yeah, I mean, it's also StreamYard isn't made for streaming high-end games because you're running, a browser at the same time, and so it's
Well, also don't run. And I told him, I was like, "Were you running it on minimum?" No, I was running on top end. I was like, "Well, that also not gonna work." can't run anything top end.
Yeah, that's a no for me, Doc.
Mhm.
So yeah, I figured Cologne coming in with We Deal in Lead, a little Friday night Western.
Yeah.
And then Nathan's going to run a midnight heist in D&D from 12 to whenever. While I take a little nappy poo.
Mhm.
I slotted in a Spoopy Boys final rankings for midnight. I don't know if you guys are interested in doing that or doing it at a different time.
No, Cassandra was like, "Hey, you know that's there, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
in the midnight hour, we cried
whenever
Mo.
I got some more
Someone, yeah.
horror trivia stuff too for a little Spoopy Boys trivia show. Much easier than the insanely difficult Trivial Pursuit Horror Edition. That was brutal.
Yeah, I also figured that Swoopy Boys final rankings, like we could do like before We Deal in Lead or bump Rotten Odds and We Deal in Lead up so that you guys could be done by midnight so you could sleep. But that's where I just put it on there because I wanted it to happen real bad.
I'll defer to Ben on this because I'm shipping the kids out that weekend, so I'm gonna be like, just when I'm not gonna be on the streams, I'm just gonna be sleeping my ass off. So I'm malleable to whatever the schedule is.
I'm good with whatever, man. I think that works just fine. It's only like a couple hours.
Yeah.
I just didn't want you to be up too late and feel rotten. And then I'm going to sleep starting at midnight and then get up at 4 a.m. Lego my Ego, going to put together the Ghost.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Excited about that.
I've got a Ahsoka ship. We could do it side by side.
Hey, if you want to stay up and do it, let's do it. I also had
nothing like Legos when you're sleep deprived.
I also have Lego my Ego at 4 a.m. on Sunday, if that's of interest. But I know you're running Tales of the Loop at midnight. So
I'm usually that's kind of like my normal sleep schedule is like pretty weird as it is. So I could make this work.
Got Spirit of 76 that morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stairway to Stardom after that. A little breaky poo because Christy is working till I think 5, so she's gonna start the murder mystery.
So you got an hour in between there with just nothing.
Yeah, I figured somebody would jump in and do something there.
If no one does, let me know. I'll do Zomboid during that.
Well, you are running Ravenloft at that time. That's when I slotted you in.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. I forgot. There's 2 things
in the afternoon. I figured like Shannon and Richard or Cassandra and Alyssa could futz around in that space and or we figured out, I don't know, or people can go watch Ravenloft.
Have we figured out how we're gonna do this with StreamYard?
I have a StreamYard account that we can use.
Okay.
For this. I did the same thing last year. I just had a 1 month Super StreamYard account. And then I created a second Known World United called Known World United Extra and a YouTube as well so that we could capture it all. So,
nice, dude.
So yeah, murder mystery. It's pirate themed. I highly suggest that if you're interested, we could move Ravenloft if you would like to play as well, Ben. But yes, it's going to be fun.
No,
Tales from the Loop after that, and opposite that, Duke is going to run a couple cult games, 2-hour bangers, and then we got a little bit of overnight to cover, but we'll figure something out. And then I'm going to Lego Mago again, and then for the first time ever, we're doing a Christmas morning, Sunday morning Christmas themed episode. Ben, I have you slide 8 to 10. I just put Zomboid in as a place marker.
Oh, that's perfect.
And then 10 to 2, Star Wars. Opposite that, Flail Snail Racing, D&D that Nathan's going to run. And then Matt helping us take it home with All Out of Bubblegum. And across from that is going to be another one-pager Rager, Lasers and Feelings, run by Duke.
Yay.
And then, and then we'll have a rap show and a Jackbox happy hour. That I figure if we wanted to combine or if we just want to, have some games and some chats.
What's the rap show?
Rap show is like kind of what we did last time, just kind of like everybody getting back together and like talking about it and shilling for a little bit.
Is it prep school then?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not anything in particular. It's just, and we can call it prep school. That's still fine. I just, so people knew that they didn't have to like sign up for it. I didn't like put it in as like prep school, but yeah. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's about it, gang.
Okay.
Neat.
I think I'll just yeah. I also, Ben, I didn't know when you wanted to start at Friday. I didn't want to start too early, but
I took Friday off.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to run Rotten Odds earlier, so you have a little break for dinner in between running that, if you wanted to play in We Deal in Lead, I wasn't sure. I assumed that you'd want to play in that one, but
what's the Bad at Games there?
The first one, 12 to 4.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Okay.
I didn't know what everybody else's schedule was, so I was like, oh, I'll take first shift and kind of futz with that, and play whatever.
I'll keep Rotten Odds where it is. Maybe I'll do some Bad Games with you.
Yeah. I mean, I figured we could do anything. We could do Minecraft. We could swap between games. We could just run through our, our big long list of stuff.
Well, Colin, if you are kidless,
yeah, I will be, and I'll have my my gaming PC by then too.
Oh shit! And we can figure it out. Maybe on a couple of these overnight, open slots, we could do a Spoopy Boy watch along.
That sounds heavenly. I'm loving it. Yes, please. Yes, Queen. King.
I don't know
yes, King.
if we can figure that out. Because
I think we could
be off of an Amazon account connected or to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because Twitch and Amazon have that relationship.
Yeah, there's that, and then I don't know. I mean, I don't know how picky they are with public domain stuff.
So with Twitch and YouTube, it has to be a. My understanding is it has to be a film that Amazon and Twitch have agreed upon that they can. And my understanding with YouTube is that as long as you're not just playing, well, even if you're just playing the movie, there's movies on there that should not be on there that are on there. Like that's where I watched Zipperface was on fucking YouTube. I've watched a lot of movies on YouTube of late where I'm like, how is this just on here?
Yeah.
But also the fact that we'd be talking over it.
I think and then I think if we have it in a smaller portion of the screen too, that kind of helps.
Yes, that's a good idea as well. So if we can figure that out, I mean, I'd be down to take maybe an overnight slot each night to do to eat up 2 hours out of all those chunks.
Yeah. I think the only one we really need to is the extra life one after Tales from the Loop. That's the only chunk where we don't have kind of something.
Yeah. I'd be totally down for that. That to me, I think would be a good thing to slot in.
Okay.
I think worst case you're gonna be just not be able to maybe stream it on YouTube, but I put the FAQ from Twitch.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Oh, you're the best.
There. And then if you guys want to, set one up sometime and just have one of us pop on and try and see, do like a private stream or whatever, and make sure it's working properly. So you're ready to go before the weekend, before game time. I'm happy to help.
Absolutely,
that would be amazing. Yeah.
So the FAQs in the private chat there, and so worst case, I think you might just not be able to stream it to YouTube, but you could at least try it. And if YouTube copyright strikes it, then the YouTube copyright strikes it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that fact or fiddle around with it because I already spent like a huge amount of time of my life fiddling with that and just got angry to try to figure it out before, and I'm just not gonna subject myself to any more of that.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like still like some butthole.
It's anything that's included with your Prime Video subscription. So
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
when I went in, there was like stuff though that also was like it has to have a little thing that says, and
well,
on top
so
of that.
IMDb and content purchased on Prime Video are not supported at this time.
Yeah, it has like they have a little thing that'll tell you whether or not you can do it on Twitch. It has like a bumper.
Okay.
Okay, but so yeah, you might probably want to go through and come up with a list too.
Yeah. Good idea.
Anyway, so that's the kind of setup. Unless people are averse to it, I was going to put 5 slots for each of the RPG games.
Hmm.
We could always put more, but I think that keeping it at 5 keeps StreamYard happy too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't start getting too funky. So yeah, I think.
What do you mean you don't want StreamYard to get funky?
I mean,
Funky like a
Baby, I'm
monkey.
StreamYard and get funky like a monkey on that
Baby.
ass.
I just want people donating to get funky.
Yeah, that's cool. I
That's my
agree with
preference. So
that. That's fair.
Oh,
Matt, is 5 too many? Is 5 okay for like I don't really know much about Spirit of 76.
It's a
PBTA.
yeah, it's an apocalypse.
Oh,
that's not a bad idea, Shaggy.
So worst case, we wrap up a little early or whatever, but I think that's fine in terms of a slot.
Yeah.
And one of those open slots too, if you want. I'd be happy to do a Mang on Mang and just do some Paint Boys.
Sure.
And help out there.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we could do some Mang on Mang in the afternoon.
Especially if the new opening is done.
What's that?
Especially if the new opening is done.
Yeah.
By the way, at the end of the opening, we do Colin and I a favor and just leave a giant fart noise.
Yeah.
Just a wet fart noise. Like have it
The
just a second
juiciest.
of quiet and just a
Like where the audience will feel uncomfortable. Like they need to change. Just make it just
It's gotta be a wet, nasty boy.
just so like there's a puddle in the seat.
Yeah. Just
sorry, I just grossed myself out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We've been saying for a while that it's just like our theme song is just a wet fart.
So anyway,
Just saying. I'm just trying to help you out, man.
Why
are you making it weird?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm making it weird. It's really true.
This is all you. This is your problem, not my problem.
Shit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get that set up, and I'll send it out to all the game leads and fundraisers today, and then we'll open it up probably Tuesday for everybody else. So feel like
Beard.
Yeah.
Fantastic work, my friend. Again, similar thing. Would look at again.
Yay.
Would hug if you were here.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for really
just
taking charge of
killing
the
it.
scheduling stuff.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, dude.
So for everybody out there in listener land, make sure that you go check out our Extra Life page and help the Known World Unite fundraise.
I'll turn this stream around real quick.
Yeah, he's gone from hijacker to straight up the dad in the car. I did hear an interesting thing. Do you know why dads don't like to pull over and get gas?
Why?
Yeah.
Because then they have to watch all the cars that they pass them back.
Oh no, that's a legit thing with me. That's a legit thing in me. I've gotten.
You feel
oh,
attacked?
God.
You should.
Yeah.
No, there's been so many times where it's like, why is this? Oh God, yeah, no. I can't get into it. We could talk about it in our new show, Dad Talk.
Dad Talk
coming up. Very soon.
Maybe we should do like a Dad Talk episode. It's our stream we do. It's kind of like the McElroys when they do the Blart thing once a year, where they get together and they watch Paul Blart Mall Cop.
I like that.
And stream and they record their talk about it with these other podcasters, and they have like a succession list.
Yeah.
So if one of them dies, they pass their slot on to this person who has to then take the responsibility of continuing this horrific eldritch curse. I'd be down to do a once a year a once a year Extra Life stupid hour of like dad talk.
Dad talk, the curmudgeon hour, just
The
being
curmudgeon hour.
What's the deal with these people passing me?
The daddening.
Mhm.
Oh, daddy.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, gang. Well, I'll let you get to it. Have a good AM, and I will. I'll be sending this along.
A reminder,
probably
Beard.
this morning.
You have a ship here.
What's it? What?
You have a ship here.
I have a shipyard.
You have a ship here.
Oh, ship here. Yes.
And
Sorry, my hearing's a
you
little.
can get it whenever you want.
All right.
Oh,
I will contact.
I mean, we know that about James. Yes, he can get it whenever
It's
he
big. It's big. It's
I
long.
look forward to
girthy.
to
Needs a
docking
little
later.
cleanup, but it's pretty cool. No, I got Beard a 3D print of a Dornian gunship for
I don't know what that
X-Wing.
is.
It's a ship that was like in the background of in Return of the Jedi. It's the ship itself's about this long.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a
Like
ship
in the
that,
final battle.
yeah, it's a ship. It's in
Okay.
the Rebel fleet. It's a ship that apparently I read that when they saw it, one of the lead special effects guys was like, "This looks like a Galactica ship," so I put it way in the background. But it was one of those ships that where the fans made the background for it, and it was like Lucasfilm was like, "Okay, well, this is now the official background."
Oh, I like that.
I always think it's a cool looking ship. So, and it's a big rebel ship, and since I'd already got him a Gozanti, which is generally
which
not,
one is that exactly?
which one
If
is
you
what?
search for Dornian gunship,
Dornian
Yeah.
gunship. Okay.
I mean, I'd already got him a Gozanti, which is generally
designed by Michael Dorn.
It was mainly just in Legends, but I was like,
oh, dude, yeah.
I'm going to use this in my Star Wars stuff because I've always really dug that ship.
That does look really cool. At first, I thought it was going to be the one. There's that. I don't know which ship it is, but there's the one I always remember from Return of the Jedi. It has all those like spiky kind of parts, like those needly parts, like coming out of it.
That's one of the Moncal.
Is that one of the Monk? Okay.
Are
I
you
think
sure?
the
The Moncals are generally pretty rounded. Are you talking about the
I think it
Nebulon
might be the
B?
medical frigate.
Yeah, the Nebulon B frigate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can always just pull them up and show them on screen.
Yeah, it's the Nebulon B.
Yeah, Nebulon B.
Exactly it.
Which, if you watch any E.C. Henry videos, he did like what he thinks the Nebulon B originally looked like, and that it looks like that for the Rebel Alliance because they've had to strip it down for parts. That the Imperial Nebulon B is like heavily armored.
Oh, yeah.
It's very cool looking. But there was a ship that the Empire was like, because of the Tarkin doctrine, was like, no. It's just, this does not strike fear and terror into people. So we're a hard pass. How about another giant triangle ship?
Hey, they work.
So
people are afraid of triangles. It's just
people are people. What can you say?
People
you and
like
I would get along. So I don't remember the words to that song.
Yeah,
I thought I did, but then it went away from me.
It's people are people, so why should it be?
Ah!
You and I should get along so awfully.
Oh, shit. Boys, how are you?
All right.
I also just got up before the stream, which was weird. So.
Oh my god, I was sleeping so hard.
I wasn't sleeping hard. I was just the cats were fucking around, so I went and at some point and I was warm, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go sleep the rest of the night on the couch here.
Imperial rhombus. That's great.
Well, there you go. There's your extra life.
No.
You have to stop the Imperials from making a rhombus.
Oh God, no, we're not doing that.
So yeah, I went and slept in the living room in case they wanted to fuck around some more, and I didn't want to bother Danny. And
You're
then
the best, Matt.
I was just kind of floating along, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably see what's going on. Maybe get up, and I look at my clock. I'm like, oh shit, it's 9:30 somehow. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. Shaggy Super Spike. Also, I didn't say hello earlier. Hello.
Yeah, thanks for joining us as always.
Yeah.
So my big plan was to
and wonderful.
try to kind of tighten some of this up like a toy
Okay.
gift. This morning, the Beard was like, "Hey, can I have like 15 minutes?" And I was like, "Sure," which means in Beard time like 30 minutes.
Well, yeah,
because the rest of us, myself mainly, are big interrupters.
That's what we're here for, though.
And I interrupt like nonstop. All right. I'm going to Night of Living Boomers. And I was thinking that the basic premise, and I just want to get like feedback.
Mhm.
The PCs are a wedding DJ.
Dodecade.
A wedding DJ group who were brought into we'll just use Shady Pines as a placeholder to DJ an elderly prom. Little do they know that the boomerang is upon them. So it's just it's you're inside of a giant elderly complex, and they all turn murderous.
I'm gonna suggest for name of the elderly complex New Day Rising because it's
nice
and also has kind of a double.
Should we make it a religious?
Nah.
Okay. All right. So that's at least.
I think it's better if it's not, honestly.
Act. It's only 2 acts, so it'll be Act 1, the turn. Act 2, the escape. Okay. So the other thing I have to do with this is come up with as many boomer phrases as possible, because they're not just going to be like mindless zombies. They're going to be like, has anyone ever seen Mom and Dad?
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, dude.
And Selma Blair. It's very good. It's very, very, very unhinged. But it's just like all the parents just start killing their kids.
Mm-hmm.
They just turn insane. And I kind of thought that I wanted to do something like that. So it's a lot of like these old people saying like things like, remember to invest your money in stocks or in bonds, not stocks. And just like axing their way through
or like mind your P's and Q's, Buster Brown.
Yeah. If you don't clean your plate, you can't have any dessert. Back in my day is what I want to be like this echoing call of like 100 voices in a hallway. Back in my day.
Like that terrifying.
Morpheus were a nickel.
Like that terrifying freaking sorority video. Have you ever seen? I gotta find that.
No.
Oh, is that where they're all at the door?
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
No, this sounds fucking terrifying.
I gotta see if I can find it here. Yeah. There it is. It was the first fucking result.
Big shock.
I'm gonna mute this quick and make sure. Yep. Just gonna send this to you.
Oh, why? Is it scary? Or is it just
40 seconds long? Just watch it quick.
Yeah.
Yes, Shaggy. I like the name. All right, talk amongst yourself while I.
Oh, you pull it up on the screen again. It's 40 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, if I won't get in trouble, let's do it.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's YouTube.
No, we can't hear it, but
that's fine.
And welcome to the party. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Slaughterhouse. Oh God, yeah, that is so.
Yeah,
it definitely looked real.
It looks like something out of like Suspiria.
Yeah, it reminds me of like an analog horror, like the visual of it.
That looks like a liminal space. Like that should not be there when you open that. Yeah.
Also, this girl right here, sometimes when she opens her mouth, it looks like she's missing all of her front teeth. Oh God, that's Thanks for fucking up my YouTube feed, Matt. Ugh. So
well,
apparently,
we're so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Right before the doors open.
All right, I just have this idea here, but I don't really know what. That's the thing where I was like, okay. So I think I got a little bit of Friday stuck in my head after yesterday's movie. So I'm like, I don't want to just do Friday the 13th. So help me out here, everybody. Oh man, I didn't get enough creamer in my coffee.
So you don't want to do the typical like Friday setup, kind of?
Well, it's D&D.
Yeah.
So my only thought that I had is
it going to be D&D? So it's D&D setting, like classic.
It's Ravenloft.
Okay,
so
you're right.
There is an old, I think it was in 4th edition, Ravenloft, like just like a 5-page thing where it was like a mini domain where you walk down the road and it's basically Sleepy Hollow, but the setting itself is just a road. Mm-hmm. And every time you come to the end of the road, you just end up back on the beginning of the road because the domain is not very big. And the whole thing is there's like it's a small village of like 3 families, and every night the horseman comes through and basically kills everybody. And then the next day, everybody wakes up and goes through the whole thing again.
Oh.
So I thought I'll maybe do that.
The one idea I had would be like a fun, big, like kind of a Clue style thing where like maybe everyone comes to something for some grand gala and like NPCs are getting offed, and I don't know. But maybe that's too close to other stuff we're doing for Extra Life with like, if we're gonna do the murder mystery thing.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to steer too much into that.
Yeah, totally. But Time Loop's good.
Well, I always liked it too because it was one of those things where
TGI Fridays. Sorry, that would be a one. Did you know that sometimes at TGI Fridays, a DJ will come in and they'll clear like a little bit of the room and turn it into a dance floor? My wife has experienced this.
What? This is fucking terrifying. Tell me wild.
And like a guy will come out, like he'll take off his like survey paper, like, everybody who's ready to party. And I'm like, yeah. Fun times. Sorry to just derail everything.
That's something else, my friend.
Let me hear y'all scream.
Maybe I just will use the Endless Road because I did enjoy that, and I think I have it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I do somewhere have a there's this guy DM Dave, and he made a Friday the 13th style 5e thing, but then again, it is
there it is.
Truly Friday the 13th.
You know, I feel like you're gonna have enough going on. There's nothing wrong with just grabbing a simple one and
for sure.
Well, I think too. I mean, I can fiddle with it enough to get what I want out of it. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I'll just run the Endless Road.
Yeah, man, that looks good.
Like, there's the map.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit of folk horror and a little bit rock and roll. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, they're stuck on this endless road. I mean, I might play more to that a little bit. It's a little longer than I remember it being. I mean, it's what, like 14
Oh yeah, like the reveal of like, oh, you're lost or something. Why don't you set here this thing to mark your whatever, like you're way on the road, and then like they come back to it or something like that. That could be a fun little point in the game.
Use for module. Okay. So this I want to keep in what I've got. The PCs are Jedi, who are a part the Outer Rim. Were they called the Outer Rim sieges during the Clone Wars? Clone Wars Outer Rim. Yeah, they were the Outer Rim sieges. Sieges.
I like that.
And are being called back to. I can't remember how to spell Coruscant.
Coruscant.
Yeah.
What I used to call Coruscant when I was a kid.
Yeah.
By the Council when Order 66 is given.
Is this going to be like a moment of discovery for the players? Like, what are we being called back for? And then or
they're not told what they're being called back for.
Perfect.
They're just told that the council has summoned them to return.
Nice.
Like, oh yeah, freaking Mace Windu got thrown out a window. So
that piece of shit took a fucking long dive off a short pier.
Can you believe that Kit Fisto is gone?
You can't do that, Con, if you're just gonna do it in the background. You gotta do it.
Can you believe that Kit Fisto is gone? Yeah. Sorry.
So I need I'm trying to kind of Star Wars Space Assassins.
It's like poetry.
Outer Rim. So let's see if there's anything super cool we can grab from. Starlight Beacon, that's a cool name. Makota Space Dock. Ordo Eris, also very cool looking. I need to know when these were around. This is from the High Republic era. On the edge of explored space, which might be cool. That was from the Rebel Alliance, so no, can't use it. That's used by criminal syndicates. So I think we're going to go with Starlight Beacon. So we're going to say the Jedi are currently awaiting transport back to Coruscant aboard the what's a good Star Wars destroyer names. So I'm trying to remember, wasn't one of the ships called the Profundity? But I can't even remember what Profundity means.
Well, it's like a very profound thing.
Why don't you call it the Profundity O?
I think that was a Profundity was a CIS ship.
Let's see. It was in the Alliance fleet.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was one of Grievous's ships.
It's an MC-75 Star Cruiser.
Is the Dauntless one of the old, Clone Wars destroyers?
I don't know, but I love that name.
Yeah.
Or use that Dauntless.
Dauntless cruiser. Dauntless class heavy cruiser was the second largest cruiser that saw service with the Alliance fleet.
Well, we can use it for the
name. I'm sure. I'm there's There's no need that we can't do that. I mean, ships get names bandied around all the time in real life.
Okay. Turn. I wonder if there is a There's definitely a planet besides Starlight Beacon, but I want to kind of know what it is. Because this is like a super old station. That was like used during the Old Republic.
Okay.
Oh shit! Can't. It got blown up by the Nihil.
Oh.
No, you know what? We will. Upon the remains of Starlight Beacon, because it didn't all fall. So they're like on the shell of this station. Does that work? I mean, that also can add some interesting stuff to it.
It does look like most of it fell, but
Yeah. I want to know what the name of the, there's a planet. Oh, there it is. Eiram. Yeah, because the picture above, the picture I'm looking at right now, it just looks like it's the structure's still there.
Okay.
Okay.
When did it get Nihil? That is High Republic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's High Republic.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, you could always give it a bit of that, borrow a little bit of that nowhere flavor, and just be like, it got destroyed at one point, but then slowly and surely people have kind of maybe moved into it to, reclaim it.
So my thought is, it seems like Eiram and Arano are constantly at conflict.
Yeah.
So this would be like a middle ground, God, what am I trying to say here?
Demilitarized zone.
Yeah, where they can meet and hold talks.
It's Sweden.
Yeah.
Was it Switzerland that was neutral? I can't remember.
So the escape would be, they can escape to either planet.
What are the major races on these? Is it humanoids?
I think so. It doesn't really say.
Yeah, there are humans that live there.
Okay.
And then it mostly looks like, there's native sharks, but
because they're water planets.
They're water planets, but it doesn't look like they have any native humanoid or sentient species from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd imagine it would be your typical Star Wars kind of melting pot. Just, I'd figure you'd probably end up with a lot of the, various amphibious species from around the galaxy. If they were moving somewhere else, could go there.
Yeah, I think that's a good. If I knew, Shaggy, of a game that was like a single page slasher game, I would totally do that. Yeah, I think we're good then. I think I can. This gives me something to fall upon.
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. Jiminy Christmas.
All good. I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Just tired.
I just can't shake this cold.
Yeah, man, it's been lingering.
Makes me miss the days of just getting fucked up on Robitussin and singing a hat, man. Sorry. But
No, you're all good.
I was watching this also would be a cool idea to do with like a short form horror. I was watching a thing about people who oh god, now I can't remember what it was. They abuse an over the counter cold Benadryl.
Yeah.
With Robitussin, and then they all claim they see the Hat Man. Like,
oh yes.
The 700 Club, all this weird kind of inside stuff, like taking 700 fucking milligrams of Benadryl and tripping balls.
No thanks.
The idea being like that shit's actually like a Stranger Things-esque secondary, like thin dimension beside yours. So yeah, you do see something.
Oh, so that Hat Man's pure nightmare fuel for.
It's there, and now it sees you too.
And yeah, I just read a little bit. It's like, oh, people around the world are talking about how they're infected, and they're seeing the Hat. It's all right.
Like that'd be a fun, like fun premise for like a one-shot 2-page RPG type thing.
Yeah, that would
be.
Or
as if you were doing something where like it's like something out of the Invisibles or whatever.
Yeah. It definitely has like, or 90. There's a, like we were talking about those Movie Boys. There's a bunch of those 90s horrors that did that.
Yeah.
Or Before I Wake kind of does that. Yeah. Lights Out kind of does that. Silence kind of does that.
I'm almost thinking like
Dead Silence. Yeah.
Honestly, Ben, sort of an offshoot of like Where Monsters Lie as a game, where it's like, here's a world where all this stuff is legit. And people are like, so it would almost be like, oh no, we're like like a government thing, and we're going to like get information out of you by just giving you 700 milligrams of Robitussin and breaking the wall.
Then the Hat Man comes.
Yeah.
Gets the information.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah.
It has a little bit of Cabin in the Woods to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Where the government like deals with these, like even like there's a little bit of backrooms to that. You could just wrap the backrooms into that, because if you watched like Kane Pixel's backroom stuff, that there's a company that they're the ones who found the backrooms because they want to use it as infinite storage.
It's such a simple but
it's idea. A great premise. That it's purely a financial thing. They found a place to store infinite shit.
And I think eventually it's like, oh yeah, you can have office space in here too. Bring your company. Yeah. Don't worry about the weird creatures.
That like the PCs you can't kill the Hat Man in our dimension. You can only kill him in his own dimension. The Hat Man, I think, and the fact that there's like people who talk about having like conversations with the Hat Man, like the Hat Man's chill. The Hat Man being like a very much like a. What was the movie where Christopher Walken played like a fallen angel?
Prophecy, one of my favorites.
Yeah, like Christopher Walken as the Hat Man.
Or you get into like the
have a conversation with you about
like the Creature Commandos kind of shit, where it's like we just have like a Michael Myers in a box and we just drop him on our enemies.
There's a movie, and I can't think of what it's called now, where they drop these girls on this island. And there's all these different, like, serial killer models on it, basically. But it turns out they're all, like, people they know who have been drugged up and, stuck in these suits. And they're all have an analog that is supposed to, like, protect them, but kill everybody else. I can't remember the name of it. It was not like high budget, but it was very entertaining. I watched it a couple years ago, and I was like, because like the characters wake up in boxes on the beach, like they've been shoved in boxes.
There's definitely some battle royale.
Yeah, there's definitely some. But all these like boyfriends or whatever have been turned into like murder machines. And they're like driven to kill these girls.
Oh wow!
I can't remember what it's called though.
Is it? No, this can't be it.
What was the name?
Death to the Supermodels?
No, it was not.
Okay.
It had like actually a solid name to it.
Okay.
I think I watched it on Shudder.
This sounds really interesting. I'd like to check this out.
I can't remember what it's called. That really bothers me. Let me see if I can find it.
Although you know what this also sounds like, and I don't know if you've seen it. It's a little more
Where-
recent, but it's a fantastic
Girls
Korean
Wake up on
action horror hybrid called
Um,
Project Wolf Hunting.
being
It's fantastic if you ever get a chance to watch it. Basically, they create their own Jason Voorhees, the Korean military, and yeah, they're like, okay, this is not good, and they tried to ship him off and get rid of him, and the ship he's on is also infiltrated by a bunch of like hijacking criminals, and it all goes wrong for everybody. It's really fun. It's gnarly. A lot of good splatter stuff. But also Korea's just been killing it with
yeah, Korea really
or-
has been
they're amazing right now. Yeah.
rocking it out. I try to remember what this is called. It was gonna bother me that I can't remember. But
I
I
just-
really enjoyed it. It was a very like fun, fast-paced, like gory as fuck movie.
But speaking to that as a concept for a game, that sounds super interesting. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm in a weird space with Stairway to Stardom. Like I trying to figure out how to really make it work in a way. And
I think too, like the whole thing on the island is being broadcast and people are buying
oh,
yeah.
just to watch it.
but this like I would maybe
Because if I
push
remember
my
right,
premise around to do something like this instead of Stairway to
because if I
Stardom.
remember right, like the girl, like two of the girls get out and then they show up at one of the people who they who they ping, like was
Watch out, everybody!
broadcasting it.
Chrome Skull's here.
Like if I remember correctly, they
Ew.
find one of the people who was
Everything will be all chrome.
who was
And there's some of me that are 5 billion of me that has C in it.
There's gonna be 5 billion Killians in
In
the future.
in 2,000 years.
Okay, well,
In 2,000
It's
years. Like,
time.
that gives you plenty of time to get that
Yeah.
army going.
so if I remember right,
Seems like an attainable goal.
they like track down
reasonable
someone who
timeline.
is like broadcasting it from their house,
Is that a color?
and they get there
Yes.
and
That's what the
they
future
murder
will
the
look
dude and his whole
like. The lamp
family.
blooms.
Oh.
Then the guys will have to paint it chrome.
Everything's gonna get painted chrome.
In
That's
the
fantastic.
Sure.
future.
I love it. I love it, Killian. What? So back to what? Do you have any like who's acting in it?
I don't remember anybody.
Dang,
Yeah,
I really want to watch this now.
I know,
This sounds
and
really
I feel
cool.
really bad. Like, hey, I'm gonna bring this up, and I can't remember a fucking thing about it. It was very good. As far as like I'm concerned, it was a super fun movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the premise sounds very fun. That sounds fun to me very much. Like we gotta survive.
Yeah, it definitely one of those things where you're like, oh, you're I'm
Like the
gonna enjoy
Condemned.
yeah, I'm
or
gonna enjoy
No
the
Escape.
I'm gonna enjoy the shitty people getting their comeuppance,
Yeah.
and then like these other people surviving. But oh my god, I'm looking at this. I'll just put it in the chat. I'm looking at a list of movies, and I realize I've either seen or I'm watching so many of these movies this year. But yeah, it was one of those weird kind of fun movies. I feel bad that I can't remember the name. I hate when I'm like, oh, this movie's so good. Right? I mean, I could probably go back and look on my Facebook page since I tend to put the films I watch on there. But then I'd have to dig to like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That might be fun. I mean, I think you could do a lot of cool things. And like Matt said, Where Monsters Dwell is like a perfect setup for that as well. Which, if you haven't read that, Colin,
I'll do that. Yeah.
after this is over, go buy the trade. It's
Okay. Where
amazing.
Monsters Dwell.
It's a
Yeah,
town
I'm
where all these serial monsters live. when they're
Oh
rampant.
yes. Yeah, I've heard of this, and I've seen art from it that is exquisite and so pulpy and delicious.
It's Kyle Starks, so it's really
Yeah.
well written.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. No, I remember. I think it's like is there a little grandma character
Yeah.
that's just
Yes.
ruthless? Yeah, I've seen some shots of her in action, and I was just like, I need this. Definitely gonna, yeah.
It's very good.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I don't know. This kind of a concept has me a little more excited and gives me a little more creative juice than what I don't know.
What would you run it with? You're not going to use We Deal in Lead.
We're dealing lead. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to figure this one out. But I think we could crack this. I don't know, because
I mean, you could definitely kludge one of the Apocalypse systems. I'm sure.
yeah.
But
Well, here I'm going to grab my other file,
Mhm.
And I'll send it to you again. I think I've sent it to you, but I can never remember.
Yeah.
And then you can dig through there because there's plenty of games. There's
Okay.
plenty of Apocalypse World games in there.
Yeah, send that to me again as well. I know you sent it to me at some point.
I'll just put it in the prep school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, because like I would love to tackle Stairway to Stardom sometime, but like the way I'm thinking about it, it's got to be so much performance driven from the players, and I don't know if everyone's going to be up for that. You know, and yeah, just and also trying to figure out how to make like a judging system kind of where yes, like there's more work I needed to do. So I don't know. Yeah,
so I'm just gonna put this up and we'll see if we can find.
Heck yeah, dude, that would be great.
This movie. Also, this gives you access to looking at a bunch of stupid pictures of
hey.
Lots of kissing pictures in here. Huh?
Ooh. Look at that mohawk.
Where? Oh yeah.
Looks like the trade of Where Monsters Lie is out too. So
yeah, that's not all my pictures. Why are you?
If you're looking for a book to nab, it's out there.
All right, man.
Your photos. Yeah, I don't want photos of me. I want all the photos. Yeah, give a shit about pictures of me. Lots of pictures of meat. A lot of pictures of Mang. A lot of pictures of little dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting this stuff from last year. I think, yeah. Sorry, people who are watching are like, what the fuck are these people doing? I'm just like going through dumb shit, I guess. Just like trying to help one another out.
Yeah.
Yeah, deal with it, people. Deal with it.
Ooh, I haven't had this on a burger in a while. I'm starting out, made me really thinking burgers.
Dude, I've been wanting burgers all week. It's been in the back
I
of my
started putting Thai peanut sauce and spicy jelly on them, and it's something special.
Yeah.
I made this for our boy a couple years ago. World's humblest. Oh, look, it's my flump.
Oh, cute. Stinkor.
Yeah, Stinkor's cool.
He is.
I don't remember painting this, but it turned out pretty good.
Seeing some McElroys.
Well, of course. I mean, come on. Everybody eats a Hanks. Last year's Extra Life stuff, or 2 years. I don't even know how many years ago it is. This is my niece, and she looks nothing like this anymore. Yesterday, she had green and black hair. and she's a tiny adult now, which is fucking terrifying.
It is so, yeah.
It wasn't this one.
Oh, that's on Netflix.
Yeah,
and there's a sequel to it as well. I put them on my list just the other day. It looks good. Look at them Hulks.
Yeah,
Colin has all of these comics now.
Heck yeah! Woot woot. You never know where we'll end up on prep school. That's exactly right, Shaggy. I'd like to take you on a journey.
I mean,
where we go, no one knows, not even us. Is that what is that? Is that a gremlin?
This right here?
Yeah, that right there.
It's Evil Seed from it's the 2000 or X version of Evil Seed.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Looks rad. I like it. Anything gremlin shaped. I'm a fan of.
Anything
gremlin shaped. In fact, I constantly tell my wife that if I ever had a celebrity hall pass, it'd be Greta Gremlin. But she doesn't exist, so I'm screwed.
I would also highly recommend, if you haven't watched Tragedy Girls, watch Tragedy Girls.
That's fairly new, isn't it?
A couple years ago.
Yeah. Mark that down.
Oh no, Scare Me is good though.
Oh, that's what's her face from The Boys? George, rest in peace.
Why can't I find? Okay, well this is fruitless. It pisses me off when I can't find things I'm looking for. I mean, oh, this is sad. When you meet someone, you find out they're a complete piece of shit.
Oh, that happens. Hey, Ultraman.
He just turned 18.
Yesterday, right? Or the party yesterday?
Party was yesterday, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Like, yeah, my nephew, I swear to God, yesterday he was just like 8, and he's now like about to get his driver's license. It's insane.
So, Matt, I have this giant fucking set of board games for the Skull and Sails. I think giving that to your thing would be a good.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let me just take some pictures or let me know what you got, and I'll make sure that they can use them. And
see, I keep running into like this area where there's movie posters, and I want to like, but they're only one movie poster. Where are other movie poster? Why?
That movie is not fun.
No, it's not.
Not fun at all.
It is not a fun film. Happy I watched it. Don't need to see
it. Oh yeah. No, that's a one and done. I'm like, yeah, got it. I'm good. That was genuinely disturbing. I never want to watch it again, please.
Yeah, we're in the 4-year territory now. So
I gotta let my dog in. I'll be back one.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it based on your description, and like nothing's popped up.
Yeah, now we're just into like me 3D printing stuff. I remember. I really wish I could remember what it's called, but apparently that's not in the books today. I mean, we're pre-COVID now. I mean, we're into wrestling pictures from commentary days. We're into the Tasty Boys crew when I painted them up. I mean, look at that. I even did little diamonds on this guy's base.
Dang.
I went all out on that. All right. Well, I can't find this thing. It's upsetting, but thanks for hanging out and watching this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, man. I think I'm gonna do that Hatman idea for Extra Life. I think I just kind of cracked a cool idea for it, where like take that evil like corporation kind of from Beyond the Black Rainbow, the Arboreal Institute. Say they're running like clinical trials, and all the players are people like who've signed up for whatever reason. Ooh, yeah, buddy. Halloween Havoc.
I do feel like that has some legs to it.
Yeah, I think so. And like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of like what a fun video I could make as like put on like a doctor's smock or something like that, a white coat, and just be like, so you've signed up for the trials, and like, you know, like here's what to expect. Like, I don't know.
Welcome to the Ouroboros Corporation.
Yeah.
This video is here to help you understand what your place is.
You have just took medication. Here's what to expect.
I mean, it could be something like that where it's like, you know, you
get like some shitty free use like elevator music in the background.
Like,
well, yeah, it's like you know, if somebody signs up to like, it's just like I need to make some extra money. You know, it's like donating plasma or whatever, and
this was such a good concept.
You get there and they're like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Oh man, that could. Oh, and maybe like you. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Don't be a fat piece of shit.
Oh man, that's like the saddest. I'm a fat piece of shit. It's just like Vader.
Also, this one was very good as well.
Is that Kyle?
Yeah. Oh, Kyle boy.
The best belt guitarist
in
the history of wrestling.
In the history of wrestling.
Hulk Hogan wishes he had those skills. Although I know Metallica wanted him to play bass.
I mean, he was actually a bassist, but
but
he and Chris Jericho, if they ever did a band together, it would change the entire course of the history of music.
People would be like, again, Black Sabbath, who?
Who?
Fozzy, yes. That's my inspiration. Ooh, what's that?
What? This?
Down, go to left.
Top of the Mia?
One over to the left. Two over to the left. Yeah.
This?
What's that?
So Ghost Archipelago is a sister game to Frostgrave. It's a narrative-driven tabletop game. It's great.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, Frostgrave's great.
Yeah, dude.
Frostgrave, you know, you're wizards, and you hire your war band. You go into the frozen. It's a city that after 1,000 years has now unfrozen enough that people can go into it.
Yeah.
And it's full of ancient magics. And you're wizards who are going in there and just basically pillaging.
That's awesome.
And it's a game where you can be antagonistic towards other players, but you don't have to. And you also, each player draws a card at the beginning of the game where they can get extra things for doing what's on the card.
It's kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong, is it a little bit like Gloomhaven?
Kind of, I guess. It's more like Mordheim.
Okay. Alrighty.
Ghost Archipelago takes place in the same world. It's just that your characters are captains of ships, and your ancestors found this thing called the Ghost Archipelago and drank from the waters and gained like special abilities from it. Okay. But now your bloodline is thinned. And so your powers are far less, and the archipelago has once again shown up. So all of these bloodline people have shown up to try to refine these magical waters. And you have your crews, and you go into the archipelago to basically pillage and try to find these magical waters.
I like that.
They're absolutely tremendous games because they're games where one of the first things it says in the opening of the games is, we don't give a shit whose miniatures you use. This is a game that's built for you and your friends to tell stories.
That's wonderful.
And the books are pretty reasonable. They're done by Joseph McCullough, so they're very, very good. I highly, highly, highly recommend them. I have a bunch of them. I'd like to get a group together to start playing it again because it is a very narrative-driven. I haven't played as much of Ghost Archipelago, but like in Frostgrave, you can take areas over and like have a base.
Oh, that's
and you can like dismiss people. You can be like, okay, well, this guy did not do what I needed him to do, so I'm firing him and I'm going to pay somebody else. And there's like specialty people because really all that matters are your wizard, your wizard's apprentice, because if your wizard dies, your apprentice gets elevated to be a new wizard. And then there's a special type of person you can get who's like called a captain, who's like your only melee character who actually really levels. All of your other kind of warband are like just paid people.
Ooh, just complete nice.
Yeah, they're mercenaries. So you can dismiss them anytime you're like, I don't really need this extra archer, so dude, you're done. And I'm gonna pick up a guy with a dog. You choose your wizard comes from different schools. So like you pick your wizardry school, and then you have from that school, you have certain schools that you can take spells from. And then you have certain schools you cannot have spells from. And which makes it interesting because you can be like, oh, I'm a necromancer. That's great. But it also means you can't use chronomancy, type of thing. So you're like, oh shit, there's good spells of chronomancy. So you got to try to find like the best balance for you as a player.
Okay.
We used to play it a little bit more often. And then one time we had a 6-person game and we invited Gino Machino. And Gino Machino brought and built a super competitive scene army and just started murdering players right from the beginning. Everyone got pissed and didn't want to play anymore. And a bunch of them left to go get food. It was just Gene and I downstairs, and he goes like, I ruined this, didn't I? And I was like, yeah. Everyone else is playing like for fun, and you were playing for money, type of thing. But Gene's a competitive gamer. He plays competitive games, and he looked at that game and he built a fucking competitive warband.
Yeah.
And he just, he took the high ground and just started sniping people right off the bat. And they're like, why are you attacking me? We don't have to fight. The game isn't about us fighting. Like, we can just go in and get shit and leave. Because the whole thing is like there's wandering monsters on the board.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to fight each other at all. In fact, there's cards you can take that actually give you points for not fighting other players. And there's some that are like, hey, kill all the other players, kill as many players as you can. But he was like, he came at it like a competitive gamer, and he pissed people off. So, but it's a great game, and because I have a bunch of the TerraClick stuff, I could build like big 4-story tall structures that people could go inside of and loot, and could do all like the height and scope of a big table, because it should be a pretty small area you go into, because the game should only be so many turns.
Okay.
Because at that point it's like you're basically then like it's a race to get off the board.
Okay.
Get what you want and get off.
Yeah.
And we made a random chart of like what happens if you don't get off the board. Like you can roll like kind of like old Hero Quest, or old Warhammer Quest, and old some of the other Games Workshop stuff where you're like, your guy got injured. Let's see how bad it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has that. This has that as well. There's a bunch of stuff to do during downtime between.
That's
adventures.
good. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the same thing. Like you can if you're a wizard who builds constructs, you can build a construct in between, so you can bring a construct in with you. If you're like into demonology, you can summon a demon. Now you better do it correctly, because if you fail, that's bad news for you. So yeah,
this sounds really good.
It's a fun game. I have all the books for it.
Okay.
Well, I have all the books up to like the last couple that have come out, just because I didn't have anybody to play with, so I kind of hadn't been buying the books lately. It also, to me, is kind of like a less stringent version of oh God, what's the space game that I bought all the stuff for that Doug and I played a couple times where Doug died trying to jump through a window? God damn it. There's a game that was put out by Battle Systems that is a space game. God damn it. Let me look it up really quick. I can't remember. Core Space.
You were telling me about this a while ago, I think.
Core Space is very similar in the fact that you're just a crew of ne'er-do-wells who show up to basically pillage, and you're in a part of space where there's two sets of Core Space now with two antagonists. So the first one is like basically like the singularity. It's like the robots have decided we're done fucking around, and they roll into like ports and space stations and just kill everybody. And your crews are on the edge of known space, hitting up these places to just strip down what's left. And you can fight each other, but there's not a huge incentive to. So it's just like cruise around, grab everything you can. There's NPCs, and you can try to recruit NPCs to your crews. And sometimes they'll be all about it, and sometimes they will try to shoot you. There's corporate law enforcement that can show up. Then there's the robots, the singularity. And once the singularity shows up, they just start to show up in mass every turn. So you got to get off the station onto your ship and get the fuck out of there. And then there's a second, I guess, edition, basically, where the kind of overarching enemy is like these ancients who have been asleep, and you find their worlds and you start to basically go into their old catacombs and steal, and they start waking up and they're none too happy to see you. But yeah, you can, same thing though, you can get NPCs to join your crew. They added things like there's bounty hunters now. There's all these like, you can get like you have like a little plastic tray thing that sets out like how much you can carry. You only have like a bar so big, and certain items take up like 3 slots. Some take up half a slot. So you got to but you can also find add-ons that add an extra little section to your thing. So you can like shoulder mounted cannons that are like Predator cannons. You can get extra like satchels and bags and shit. And then there's a whole thing for ships called Ships of Ill Repute, where you can basically build your ship. You don't have to have a stock ship. You actually have a ship that you put together. So, which, allows you to do some extra stuff like cargo wise and everything. Core Space is great. And I bought like everything for it.
It sounds kick ass.
It is. And it's just like Frostgrave. Every Frostgrave book has a campaign in it where it's like, hey, here's 8 interconnected stories.
I like that.
Play them in order.
Yeah.
And it'll tell a story. And really, they'll tell, here's the bones of the story. You put all the muscle and flesh and everything on it. Core Space is the same thing. It's like, here's a campaign. You play it through and it'll all tie together a little bit. There's gangers and all kinds of cool stuff in Core Space. So Core Space, highly recommended. Frostgrave. Frostgrave is just books.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like, they put out miniature sprues so you can, they also have a space game called Space Grave. Or something like that, which is Frostgrave in space.
Okay.
But you can buy these sprues and then put together your crews however you want and paint them however you want, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are 2 games. I don't know why I felt the need to like tell you all about them.
I learned something. I love it, man.
It's one of those games that I would love to get together and play like once a month.
That sounds
because I do feel like it's super cool to like have story driven tabletop like war games, I guess, or skirmish games are so much fun.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I talk about Doug's failed escape in Core Space all the time of his character. Like, I'm going to shoot this window and I'm going to jump through it. And I'm like, okay, I mean, it says you can do that. And then he rolled so badly, he just bounced off the fucking window, which I think is one of the funniest things in like ever. And then he couldn't get on his ship. So he had to be like, hey, will you pick me up in your ship or my 2 characters that I left behind are going to die? And I'm like, sure, you have to give me half your stuff. So that was like how it ended. It was I did help him escape that station before it got overrun, but I got half his shit. So, because I was far more conservative than he was, and when shit started to go haywire, I was like, I was basically Lawrence Fishburne in Event Horizon. We're leaving.
Yeah, we're leaving.
Wow, we're leaving. We're leaving. Marines, we are leaving. But Core Space has a ton of different little alien dudes, and look super cool, and they're weird looking, and you can mix and match crews because they come in crew boxes, but you can mix and match your crews together to get the look you want. Yeah, so there you have it.
You can find me this coming Tuesday for Meng on Meng, then the following Thursday of the next week for our next Spoopy Boys. I'll figure out what we're doing unless you have a solid idea, because we'll save our next 31 and 31 rankings for
I think maybe we do a shorty.
Sure. Yeah.
Watch and talk about.
Yeah. What do you feel like?
I don't know.
On the horizon, or
I'd say we pick something that's not on our list.
Yes. Okay.
That would be interesting.
Okay.
That we haven't seen.
Oh, there's it looks kind of fun.
The first episode of 30 Coins.
Oh, I hear that. That looks.
You know what? Let's do that. We'll watch 30 Coins.
Okay, yeah.
Because Matt has been
I have been, because I know
telling me what the fuck are you doing with your life? 30 Coins is right.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen images from it, and it looks super right up my alley.
All right, Matt, we'll do that, but you got to come on and talk about it too.
Well, I will. Which Thursday is this?
Not this Thursday, but the next Thursday.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Let me know if you need the info for the login and shit again, Ben.
Okay. I think I still have it.
Yeah, they changed that. They changed the app though too. So.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, they're pricks, but I can get it to you.
Yeah. No, I that sounds great because I've just been putting it off for no.
I want to say
it's Spanish, isn't it?
Is it premiere?
Is it a Spanish production?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And the same thing with Moon Knight. And then once I started watching it, I watched the whole fucking thing. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good, but it's just getting started. I get
oh yeah, no, I hear you. I'm
just bad at that.
Yeah, no. Yellow Jackets is the same way for me.
Yeah,
so
that
and once I started, I could not.
Something I just that brand new cherry flavor. Everyone talks about.
Yes.
Yeah, having that. I just I am bad at wanting to sit down. I mean, we still haven't finished Ahsoka yet.
Ooh, it's.
I enjoyed it.
I've heard.
I loved it. It is set up for more story, but what they gave us, I'm not mad at all. In fact,
fucking zombie stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers. When that finally happened, I was dancing around my living room, just to see that finally make it in live action. I was so excited. Yeah. And Baylan Skoll, what a wonderful character.
Somebody did a video where they here's the list of people that they should get one of these people to replace Baylan Skoll, and the list was great. I was like, oh god, yeah, I could see any of these people.
Yeah. And there's a few actors that could do it, and I think
this is the most disturbing thing I've seen in a long time.
What are you doing? Yeah.
We're gonna get they're gonna shut it down. They're like, this channel had a dancing,
had a little dancing 8-year-old boy was shirtless. Don't worry, he's mine. That boy belongs.
Hey, Vincent D'Onofrio. Hey, Vincent D'Onofrio, take it down a notch.
That doesn't sound better.
It's not.
Hey, I'm just.
We're gonna look back and go, these are the same assholes who watched Chained.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You can find me Tuesdays on the Dave Wonder channel doing Chop Chop. I'm here most Sundays. I'm other places, other times. So Extra Life's coming up. It's gonna be wild. So yeah, that's me.
Heck yeah.
Remember, folks, live that cube life. That gelatinous cube life. So, nice mask.
Yeah, that's the head for our werewolf that's going to go out in the front of our house.
You can find me tomorrow Chaos Scar. Hopefully my voice will hold out. And then Tuesday for Meng on Meng. And then next Friday for no, you can't. I'm off next Friday. Let me look at my stupid calendar. I can't remember what the fuck I'm doing with my life.
Yeah.
I'm a mess.
Okay.
Yeah, then you won't find me again until prep school. And then take me on Old Fay Road on the 23rd. We'll be building the setting, and there'll be a lot of me asking potential players questions. So yeah, that's it. I hope everyone
Sounds
has
good.
a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah.
Max and relax. And I am probably going to play some Minecraft because I was told yesterday on the way home from my in-laws that that my wife will be playing Minecraft today because she finally found an archaeology dig, and she found everything she'd never found before in the span of an hour. She
That's
found a
always
cherry
exciting.
blossom forest. She found a spruce forest, and she found an archaeological dig site.
Nice.
And I was like,
She's just going
I
ham.
was like, I've never found a dig site. I've stopped looking because they're hard to find. And she like ran away, and she's been just like over the I'm like doing dumb like mundane stuff, and she's like, oh, I found this. Oh, I found this. Oh, I found this. As we're on stream, and I'm like, this is bullshit. We should be watching you play. Like you're doing stuff. I'm just building my whack ass house because I'm in like a total build phase right now. So yeah, I'm gonna play some Minecraft. I might stream it. I don't know. If anyone wants to play Minecraft, reach out. I'll put a thing in Crafting Kids.
Or
And reach out for an invite to the realm, and we'll get you in there.
Right.
Other than that, thank you as always for hanging out with us, for
Yes.
adding to the mayhem and
Commenting and all that. As
yeah.
always.
Remember that Extra Life
Egg and Spike.
is coming up soon.
Yep. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
Donate if you can.
Yeah.
If you can't, just just big ups the signal. Every little bit helps. And we do appreciate it. We appreciate you all. Other than that, like I said, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.